Oh boys, I did it again. Probably close to 2 hours of content with no narration because I forgot to check the mic level, which had failed. So I rebooted my computer and here we are, and let me tell you where I've been. I shared how I got there for a while, but whatever. I switched to soybeans in here. It occurred to me I don't need any more test potatoes. So let's make test soybeans. And they're growing just fine, obviously. The pressure in here is a little bit high, but otherwise, yeah, it's good. Then, I can't remember how much I said so long ago in my videos, but if you're dealt a bad hand, here, let's look at the genetics. So he likes to be 26. Pressure, you can see, is a little bit high, like I said, and he's good. He's happy too, across the board. My lighting plan could be a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. Well, we've talked about it. The plant, when you plant it, has a certain amount of random stat. Look at that. Look at the pressure on this guy. If I could just get them all to survive ideally at 230 kPa, I'd be golden. The stats vary, and it is possible to get a growth efficiency of 0 and have the plant die. have the plant die. And once in a blue moon, it's possible that all the plants are going to die. And when that happens, it sucks because my little bot doesn't know what to do. He just says all the plants are dead. He recovers quite nicely. If one of them just mysteriously gives up the ghost, now we're in panic mode. Now we've got a panic tray failed 8, and the rules are different. Go find the first available potato. Never mind the seeds. Just grab the first available plant and plug it in there and get that tray back online. Is the rule for that. So that works peachy. If we're down to one plant, it will recover over time. But if they all die, well, then what do we do? So I thought about this for quite a while and finally came up with a couple epiphanies. One of them, I turned off the survival mode. I wasn't well served by it after climbing the peak to always survive no matter what, short of a disaster where I scum save. He takes a sip of water. I have plenty of water. I even had drinking fountain and everything. And one day I'm going to create a long-running video of this operation running or succeeding. And when I do that, I don't want to be worried about anything like having to drink water or eat or any of that. So I turned that off too soon because I thought I was getting close to my goal. I've got this anyway. So plants do not decay like they should. And the other one was, instead of a whole bunch of complex shooting to save or to plant emergency seeds or something, this overflow splitter does the trick. So the priority, of course, is to keep the fertilizer up. So we'll start by putting anything we find in here till we have enough fertilizer. Then we start putting things in here. Here to cook the potatoes. Those two, since the build began, I added in another chute and an overflow chute. So the first crops that we collect will always go to this shooting here to this powered chute opening. So we've got a reserve. We've got a reserve that never decays, that's good. So in the event that we lose them all, I'll just do it. In the event that we lose them all, so it's looking now and it's in panic mode. It's trying to find a plant to put in the empty tray, right? We need to hurry and replace 5. We got to hurry and replace 6. This guy over here is not doing anything. Now it's counted all 4 of them are toast. Come on. What? What? Get this stupid. Death tasks. So the main chip says, I can't do nothing right now because everything's dead. State 888. So he passes state 888 over to the death trays. And the death trays code, there is no death tasks, turns out. The death trays code. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go find out what I did with the I'm gonna have to figure out why I wrote the fuel chiller code over the top of death trays is what I'm gonna have to do. Here, I've got it. I hope. Boy, that's annoying. Death trays. Yes, this looks pretty good. Clear. Paste. Paste. Okay, so let's see how close it was, because I probably made a tweak or two past what I just copied in. Sit here and do nothing until we get an 888. Then go to tray 0, pick it up, go to tray 5, plant it. Then do the same for 6, 7, and 8, and then we are done. Yeah, this looks perfect, I think. And if it isn't, I'll find out and fix it, but we're not going to watch this too much longer. He goes to the emergency tray bin. And he plants it, as you saw, in slot, tray 0, slot. Boom. So he's going to do that for all 4, and then we're back in business. Then we can do just what we always do. So I ran this for a while. Like I say, I think there might be a line wrong in that, but let's move on as I'm catching you up on all the other things that you missed out on. The next thing to talk about is, oh yes, the ice melter. Still looking for the good airlock code, but that's another thing. Oh yeah, my end game insulated pipes. I accidentally made all of the cable coil that I could ever possibly use, and it looks like I went past that even with the insulated pipes, didn't I? So this will be more fun to see if there isn't a storm. I got this stuff working pretty well, All right, so we've got silos full of volatile ice and oxygen ice passing into two different centrifuges encased in steel walls and blast doors, so it doesn't matter how much pressure there is in there at all, even to the point we can run that up to some pretty high rates, 5.5 and 9.7 megapascals of gas in these giant rooms, or two wide rooms. And we've got a pump to clear that gas out. And over here, it has to be a filter because half of it's nitrogen, or whatever the percentage is. And then we test, and we say, don't put more than 8 megapascals out of these rooms. So the net is, I've got tanks full of volatiles and oxygen. Full. 8 megapascals, way more than I need at any one time. And it works. It just works. The only trick is to pay attention and remember, if we're going to go get oxygen ice, then sort to the left, otherwise sort to the right. And it was a little bit of a trick because the ice looks just the same. You can't sort on the item type, but I got around that. So we've got plenty of gas required to make rocket fuel. Then I got tired of waiting for this fuel mixer, which works perfectly. It's just slow as dirt. And especially goofing around with the rockets, I wanted the gas a lot faster than that could possibly produce. So I built out this thing. I have a tank here with the fast fuel mix. And here, let's just watch it go. Yeah. So the way this thing works right now, into that tank, we dump a whole bunch of volatiles up to a certain pressure. And then we start putting in oxygen up to a certain pressure to hit the ratio that we need. It goes fast for a while, and then at the end, you can hear it put, put, put. Perfect. And when that's done, and we're ready for more gas on the pipe, then it empties it out. Then it empties out that tank, and after a while that little lever will pop back up when it's done, and that pump will stop, and we've produced a bunch of properly mixed rocket fuel. I say rocket fuel because this thing, maybe we talked about it, I don't recall. I chilled it to 80, and it's too cold to pump into the gas tanks on the rockets. So this tank is used for power generation and smelting, and this is used for the rockets and whatever else. Oops, this one's used for the rockets and whatever else we want. And it has its chiller, air conditioners, which are set to bring it down to 40, which is completely ready and usable for the rockets. I got the rocket logic sorted out, at least as far as fueling and unfueling goes. He'll sit in fuel mode until he gets enough fuel, and then I set the destination for where I want him to go, and that switches over to dispensing mode, and Works like a charm. So that's cool. And yeah, still plenty to automate, but it's coming along, boys. It's really coming along. Uh, the different phases or modes need to be sorted out and somehow connected. But that's a problem for down the road. Right now, then, got plenty of power because we just had a storm. Right now, then, the next job is to take the proceeds from the mineral rocket, the coal and the iron, and turn it into steel. And the first thing we have to do, it's not those things when it comes back, but instead, hit that one time. Give me one of the stack of one. Well, this thing's full. Anyway, it comes out as, come on, silly. Two dirty ore. It comes out as dirty ore. It's fine for the demo. It comes out as dirty ore and has to be, you have to put it in a centrifuge. An electric centrifuge takes forever and it requires electricity, which we get from fuel. Or we can use this puppy, the combustion centrifuge. And I think I've got it sort of worked out how it works. You put the stuff in. Come on, no. You put the stuff in, and it takes it. Boy, I need to do something about these floors or something. And it takes it, and it's sitting there ready to process. So then you give it just a little fuel, and it starts spinning. And you see that stress meter? There's stress on the system because the level of fuel that we've put in there, getting the initial momentum going is a little bit tough on the machine. So we'll watch the stress meter as it climbs. 40% stress. If it hits 100, it just stops. It just aborts. So you don't want it to stress out. Oh, we're in the yellow. There, now it starts to settle out at about 170 RPM. Now it's got the momentum for the gas level, and the stress has dropped, so we can afford to put a little more fuel in it. And bring up the speed. It's still dropping, more fuel. And it's just sips of fuel. It's not anything. Certainly not anything compared to launching a rocket. And there we go. We've given it full power, all the gas that we can put in it. And the RPMs are climbing, and that rock gets smaller. And of course, it's more dramatic when the rock's 100 and not a tiny pebble, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. So let's see what it tops out at when we mess around with this. Okay, so we need to extend the umbilical for the chute. And then for the heavy rocket, which I rebuilt to look exactly inside like the crunchy ice rocket, we want to turn on the batteries and go to the storage. Just thinking through, am I really ready for this? Yeah, I'm fine. He's full of 27 space rocks. Let's turn it on and open the chute. And so the space rocks then will empty out into the space rock silo. If it's turned on. Do we have max RPMs? Nope. Saw it going up there even still. And I thought about, and maybe I will put up 2 silos here. I think I need to. I think I need to have 2 silos just the same as ice, so that I can control. Oh, we need more iron. Oh, we need more copper or coal. Done with the chute. Done with this rocket. Okay, 395 RPM is the best that I can get out of this fuel mix. And the problem, I do not believe, is any decimal points on 2-to-1 ratio. The problem, I believe, is that it's only at minus 32. And we know we can do better. We know we could run a pipe all the way from the super cold tank all the way over here. We could do that. But now you're all caught up on everything that I've thought about, and then you turn this off and eventually it'll eject its payload. Everything that that I've done before. So what I think we want to try to do is take a certain amount of the rocket fuel and further chill it before it goes into the centrifuge. I think that's all we got to do. So we got a bunch of pipe. We need some normal pipe to build we need some normal pipe. Maybe I should make 50 bajillion of them. Gas pipe and cable. Pipe. There, everything's a pipe. It's yellow. Gas pipe and cable. I've had to wait so often for more gas pipe and cable. This is funny. I didn't mean to make this much necessarily. I was kind of thinking I'd make this much. I think I built a few more than this. But why not? It's almost free. And now I'll never have to wait while it produces insulated pipe. Ever again in my whole life. That's plenty of yellow pipe. Okay, that box is full of joy. Now I just got to find room for a few more stacks and we'll have this cleaned up. Need some yellow pipe. And some insulated pipe. And some atmospherics, which require pipe and cable, no problem. And then, so there's the air conditioner plunked down. We need a portable tank connector. And do we need regulators and stuff? No. Do we need volume pump? No. We'll leave some room for that sort of thing, but not right now. Don't have to do more than, let's just go look. Still finding my way on the atmospherics. A little bit. So here we've got two of them. We've got our goal met, so we can turn them off. No, we don't do that anymore. We don't fiddle with individual things. Instead, there's an APC right here. So we've got the primary chiller that chills the gas and gets its hot side from another chiller that chills the main pipe and keeps provides the hot side here. And then the hot side to this one is the atmosphere. I just bring in some Mars gas over a heat exchanger, and it cools down enough to keep this thing running. And when this thing's running great. So yeah. So for this experiment, to try to get it above 400, I filled this tank with my coolant. The coolant that I use to keep the gas powered generator running. And I'm expecting that we're going to get everything we need to from this little test. Oh, I will need regulators and shit. Not for the coolant. I'm like, why would I need anything for the coolant? And I don't. But I do need to be able to control, let's say precisely, the amount of rocket fuel we are going to make colder. Good. This should work. Oh shoot, sorry guys. What was I saying about some floor space? This should work just fine. I need some of that. I always carry around a bunch of steel because the rockets. In here, right here, let's go ahead and get some space to work. That we can, if we want, walk on top of. Yes. And to that, we're going to add That can't be too big, can it? If I just put that right here. There. Now we have a small amount, 5 MPa. How did that happen? Oh, because that's the pressure on that's how much rocket fuel we have. That's nice. But what we want is a low amount. We want this puppy maxed out. Not maxed out. 450 is a good number. And then we'll go ahead and depressurize our input. It's bigger than I think I want. I only want like 3 segments. 3 segments, because well, there. It'll be fine for a test. So then, no, lay it all out and then wire it. Then this actually yeah, we don't need super chilled. We don't need anything but just colder, right? Let's just make sure. We got time. We got nothing but time. Let's just make sure we know what we think we know. Yeah, that cheeses me. That was some good content that you'll never see. And let's get a space rock. Just give me one. Why are you being such a pill? Just give me a space rock to process. $450 kPa. Now my hunch is that that's going to be plenty to get this work done. Let's find out. That's what we're finding out. $100 ore space rock and a piece of iron. Let's get that piece of iron out of there. Perfect. That's what we want. Take on just a little gas. And while that spins up, get rid of you. While that spins up, taking tiny sips of fuel, we can start working on, we can just belt this out. We're going to take in, doesn't matter so much, except kind of does. I don't want it bigger than it needs to be. Put it here, who cares? air conditioner. And it can do 50. It works up to a difference of about 50 degrees centigrade. So we would expect that it can cool it down to minus 70. That's what we'll set it to. So he's going to take that in, and then he needs something colder. Right? Like, pump this up now. And there he goes. You see that stack now, it's down to 88. We'd be waiting forever with a regular centrifuge. Okay, so then all we gotta do, what happened to our, there it is. All we gotta do, no highfalutin nothing, no logic, no valves, just have a bunch of cold gas on this side. So with a bunch of cold gas on that side and some gas that needs to be chilled on this side, it'll run. What did it top out at? It was around 370. Yeah, 2 silos, 2 centrifuges, and a non-stop or sufficient stream of the 2 different kinds of ore. And this logic doesn't look so tough. I mean, there's a whole throttling element to it that maybe it comes in if you get it up really super fast, or maybe there's a way to employ this to the limiter to have it do its thing better, but I'll be fine if I can get this to run. No, there's no if. It's put a little in there, wait a while, then run it up to 100, then wait till it's done, and then turn it off, rinse and repeat. 389, 390. It's still going up, boys. Oh yeah, because I chilled this. This gas is colder than when we did it before. I made some more gas and then I chilled it down to minus 39. So it's still going up. Which is what we would expect. 395. I mean, I'm doing this because what if it's only 5 better from my quick ass single air conditioner? It's 500 is what I heard a rumor you could do. And we're certainly going to be well shy of that at minus 20. All right, let's call it 398, 399, call it 400. No, we're going to call it 398. So let's jot that down, shall we? 398 at minus 39. And as I expected, way too much gas in that pipe. Way too much. Next time, let's only take, well, 200 is probably a great number. Less gas means it'll chill faster. Okay. So then we just wire this, we pipe it in and we wire it up. All of this is old pressurized gas we don't care about anymore because we're going to get new chilled. And my question is not if we chill it, will it go faster? My question is, what could we do in real time if we started with baseline minus 40 gas? Assuming we're always going to have the rocket fuel at minus 40. And we're only going to run this when we run that. That's the question. And I do not know what the answer is, but we're about to find out. That all looks sound, doesn't it? Then some wiring. It's so funny, sometimes it'll let you put pipe over there, and sometimes it won't. Some wiring. All we got to do is wire up this bad boy. Oops. Okay, we've got some stuff to process. Let's eject any winnings. I think we're ready to test. Oops. I think we are ready to test. Aren't we? Oh, did we get our pressure? Yes. So, step one, get it moving. It needs fuel that it doesn't have. Step two, provide it some fuel. And really, I guess the question is, what is the temperature of this fuel? Oh, it is so cold. Minus 140 is a lot colder than 40. Our pressure's fine. He's probably not doing anything now because he doesn't have any input. Stress levels still climbing. Oh man, I need to do this with my gas-powered generator. Badly. My GPG only kicks out 9 kilowatts. And with a simple adjustment, it could be kicking out a lot more. I don't know. I don't remember the rumors I heard for what it could do, but all right, so let's see. We were at 398 at minus 40, at minus 40. Come on, baby. $300, $303. Numbers go up. It's a good thing when the storm comes and these things blow around, you never get hit in the head with them. It's going to be faster, but how much faster? And did I put in enough enough fuel to actually get our result? Well, we hit the high end before the fuel runs out. Maybe I was too stingy. Boy, it's not going up very fast. I wonder if it's gonna. Internally, it's 6.43 MPa. Huh. It's not gonna, is it? It's not gonna be any faster. Internally, it's 6.43 MPa, which tells me that it's got all the fuel that it can handle. And we also know this because there's available fuel that it hasn't taken yet. Why isn't it faster? Maybe now, maybe it does come down to the mix. Maybe if it was 66.7 and exactly 333. Nah, that doesn't make any sense at all. Well, I told you I was in uncharted territory, and I guess we've learned something. It doesn't seem to make a lot of difference at all if you throw an air conditioner here. I wonder if it makes any difference to the GPG. That's maxed out. How's it lower? Maybe the pressure does matter. Maybe this does want to be more like 5 MPa and not almost dead. All right, well, that's easy to find out. That is easy to find out, isn't it? What if we said constant pressure on the air conditioner? How high would it go? Ooh, stop, stop, stop. That's not good. We went too far with the temperature and pressure. That's, yeah. NFG. Oops. I get to save that pipe. I thought I was going to lose it. Okay. Of course, you keep feeding it gas, it's going to keep kicking out gas. We need the air conditioner. Yeah, no, that's no big deal. That's not a thing. That's not a problem. We need the air conditioner down here to produce a lot of cold gas at low pressure, and then another pressure regulator that limits that kicks up the MPA, the pressure, until right before it would freeze at minus 140. And that would be more pressure into the centrifuge, which kind of seemed like the problem. I mean, before it was getting 5 MPa at minus 40, then it got nil pressure at minus 120. It did not perform as well. I guess the first question is, at that same pressure, at around 5.5 MPa, how cold can we get it before it turns to liquid and starts messing everything up? And how can we know this without some sort of circuitry and a pipe analyzer to tell the air conditioner to stop kicking out gas? How long are we in on this episode? 52 minutes. Tune in for the next one and we'll see what that turns out to be, or something like that. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you were entertained, at least a little bit. I know I was. Good to see you. All right.